What's up, guys? Welcome back. It is week 10, and it is update in our state champs Mr. Football race, and we're just going to get right into this. Lauren Plant, Sean Belizean here. We got a lot to talk about, and kind of some cool things that could be coming up. We're kind of merging a little bit of our Mr. Football and Anvil competitions here in what we're going to talk about this week. So you're going to get two segments talking about two different players that might go head-to-head in 1 week's time, but we'll see that. But right now, I do want to let you guys know that our vote will be freezing in about a week and a half. So next week, the district finals week will be the last week that we have guys who can go in or out. Voting will end the following week. So before the regionals, we'll be wrapped up with our voting. We are making a change. We are making a change in the top 10, Sean. So we know that Bryce Underwood is going to carry Belleville as far as they're going to go. He is not falling out of the race. They did have two guys in our Mr. Football race, Elijah Dotson, the other one. And so as it turns out, there's a guy that has to go in. Elijah's going to step aside. Who knows if he comes back in next week, but we are making a change.
Shamrock Nation, we heard you. You guys have been clamoring for weeks, and rightfully so. Jaden Pyden has to go in. Best of luck to the Shamrocks as you begin your march, but this young man can't look past him anymore. He's going to be taking his talents to Army. So Jaden Pyden, the newest addition to our list, Lauren.
Right, and another team that has got both a guy in the Mr. Football race and the Anvil competition. So what does this mean? In the district finals, we could be seeing some Mr. Football v. Anvil competition. What do I mean? So the Mr. Football candidate in running back Bryce Hurley could be taking on the Anvil candidate, Macomb Dakota's Justin Bell. So Ike just has to beat Romeo for that to happen, for the possible chance to take on Mr. Bell. But how is Bryce doing thus far?
You know what? We've talked about him before, and if you remember, we had a chance to see him in one of our Friday night broadcasts. Kid's been a stud this year, almost 1,100 yards. He's got 16 touchdowns. This is a young man that's going to be taking his talents to Allendale to play for Scott Wooster and Grand Valley State. And again, you touched on it earlier. A lot of success that Ike is going to have in the playoff is going to be on this young man's broad shoulders.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And again, this is where big game performance means so much in our competition. All right, in Division 2, the Mr. Football candidate in running back, Jace Clarizio, could be taking on next week in a district final matchup the Anvil candidate in Dexter's Cam Clark. That will be an epic battle. Now, East Lansing has been a bit up and down this year. They've got a matchup with 7-2 Milford this week. Should this potential matchup happen, Jace will be a guy they depend on, especially if they take on Dexter, who's undefeated right now. So how would you describe his value to the Trojans?
Well, he's a prized recruit, first of all, for Michigan State and Jonathan Smith. I mean, to get that guy, a player of that caliber, in your own backyard, yeah, that counts for something. Again, almost 1,100 yards. He's been getting it done. There's no doubt about that. 18 scores on the year. That's huge. I mean, do the math, okay? That's 2 scores a game. So this is a young man that can take a game over 6 foot, 190 pounds, and so very integral to what East Lansing wants to do. Hey, there's a time, you talked about being up and down. There's a time to get it right and be up. This is a guy that can get you up.
That's right, and he was kind of the dark horse candidate as this competition has moved along. And if East Lansing sticks around, he could be a guy that could make his way into the Final Four. We shall see. Now, I want to say the Bryce contingent has been fantastic in the voting category. He's got over 1,200 votes, so good job for you guys out there in Ike country. The Jace contingent, not so much. He's only got about 25 votes right now, so we want to see that vote total go up. Remember, next week is the last week somebody could fall in and out. So if somebody we have had our eye on, meaning the committee, blows up and maybe there's a big upset, somebody could move in and one of those guys could fall out. But we shall see. Time will tell. That is it for this week's update. Of course, we'll be back next week, and things are only going to get more heated from here on out.